Actually, Vic has got some breaking news. And you know, we talk about breaking news, that's the kind that's happening right now.
That's broke.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Victor Allen's new Sportz. The Neil Urban look at sports, hot, sexy. And here he is, the one the ladies call sexual chocolate. There's Vic. Yeah, Victor Allen.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
man. You're wrong. Hey, you know, it's so funny, man, because we were sitting up here getting into our conspiracy, and it's funny because before I got the news, and I want to thank also PMC for updating us on the news. If you haven't heard already, Knicks coach Mike D'Antoni has already resigned from the New York Knicks, of course, just recently, just maybe probably within the last hour, half hour or so.
Wow.
Now, the funny thing about it is I actually, on my title, and I guess we'll scroll up on this when it comes up, I had the title, and my apologies for any misspells. I had New York Knicks wrath has come full circle. That wasn't the intent of my title to go, what does full circle mean? You
were prophesizing, and there it is, everybody. You know, he was prophesizing. But I guess it has come full circle then.
It has. It's, you know, the part, and I'm going to pull something and just give you guys some perspective of what we're talking about here. Let me just switch over here for a second. You know how long ago this story was hit and everybody was celebrating the New York phenomena? This was what? I mean, this was February 27th. We are now at, the 14th? I mean, in a matter of a couple of weeks, it's gone from celebration to this point of, we all just can't get along. I'm sorry to put it that way. Everybody wants to spin it a certain way, Mark. I said this over and over again. Everybody likes friendly people. Everybody likes nice people. But when I think the man in the chair saying, you know something, if I spend an extra $150 million, $100 million for Stoudemire, and maybe $85 million for Carmelo, you are not afforded the comfort zone of waiting till next year.
I want something for my money.
All right.
No, I don't. And you know, and I get it. And you know what? Like I said before, they're in a city that's well known for their intolerance of losing.
Right.
So they just are. And you know what? That's the only reason why I was tickled, having gone to Howard University and interacted with so many New Yorkers.
Right.
And just having the joyful time of having the Lakers just beat you guys all the time. Because New Yorkers think they're so, they always think they're the shit. But you know, and you know what? And of late, they just have to shut up. But I'm just telling you, let them get on any kind of a winning streak and watch the bravado change. That city loves to do this, Vic.
Right.
So I have to admit, even though I've been rooting for them because I like Carmelo a lot. People know we met him.
Right.
And I said he's an extremely personable brother. Extremely personable. And so I root for him, but still, he's in a city that, I'm from L.A., you guys. Even when you meet at a college at Washington, D.C.
Right.
L.A. versus New York. We played basketball one night at like 1 in the morning at a local playground just because people were talking shit so much at the dorm.
I'm just saying. And here's the part where you don't feel bad. The players wanted to go to New York. Carmelo's from that's his turf.
And they have a lot of pride. Right. So it's a big pride area.
They go there because they go, if you win big. Yes. You lose, you're going to sink like a rock.
Like So it's football too, right?
Right.
We see it, man. But Philadelphia, in fact, you know what? Ask PMC that. Why is it that East Coast cities are known to be so hard on their teams?
Because they expect
Boston,
a lot.
Philly.
They do.
New York. Aren't
True
all
fans.
of those cities hard? And when they say West Coast,
I know why.
We kind of easier.
We're not married to our teams. You know why,
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not hard on their team, though.
What we do, we jump ship in L.A. We go with the hot team. We're not married to one. So we like to have the convenience of going, they're hot now, we'll go to them.
Yeah, I think
that's an indictment on L.A. So that
tells that we're a city of opportunists, whores.
Well, wait a minute.
Whores of the media.
I do accept where we're coming from. But let me just do this because I'm going to hit the trending topics. But the big topic is the New York situation here because it's big. And I'll say this. I had that Carmelo had a quote that had to be defended by his agent that says, no, he does not want out of New York. Because everything's flying when things are bad. So he had to put that out there. Says, no, Carmelo doesn't want to go anywhere.
Remember when Magic Johnson ran the LA Laker coach out? I mean, you guys have seen this. You remember it wasn't West Head. Was it West Head?
Yes.
He ran him out.
What?
So we've seen coaches get run out.
You don't go from an NBA championship year and then switch your philosophy of how you want to run the team. You don't go try to change it when it's already got you an NBA championship.
It didn't
That's
work
stupid.
for that. Well, obviously, it didn't work for a team that's less than champion either, because his ass is out. And you know what, Vic?
What?
I have to give it to Vic. I kept talking and saying that they're overestimating the degree. I kept saying that. I really did. Yeah. And now today he's fired.
He's fired.
So obviously, that's similar to my understanding of relationships.
I'm just saying.
Don't ask me.
And you know what? Everybody, Mario, you know it. Because of a lot of things, it's like women. They're going to expect more from you because you carry a lot more.
I didn't expect him to be
less
fired.
from other people. I did. It's a money thing.
Okay. All right. I just didn't know it was all like that.
Mario, think about it. 2 players command almost $200 million. That means 2 years ago, that wasn't the situation. When somebody makes a move like that and says, you had last year, you got this year.
So what about loyalty?
The loyalty is there for the owner to the coach. I'm not worried about the players, okay? I'm not worried about the loyalty is this. You're in the big city. You got a swole bankroll for your players. I gave you a top 5 player. I gave you another player. I got a coach who actually knows how to work with one of those players. Then I brought some hustlers around the team.
DAntoni, what? By the way, remind us. Did you remember last
Phoenix
champion? Right? He got a championship, right?
No.
He got a championship somewhere.
Phoenix. Stoudemire Nash.
But he was deep in the playoffs.
He went to San Antonio in the conference finals.
Right,
that was it.
That's right. I knew I had him in the finals. I had to just think. Okay.
So right now, you know the whole part about this is when somebody says, "See, I know I'm not going to read the chat. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Because if you read it, you take me off."
Okay.
All right. My point is this: you can't be right now, Marv. This is how bad it is. If you are like in 8th position and you have an 18 and like 26 record, but you were just now in the top up the 3rd position or 4th position in the Eastern Conference, with your marquee players not on the floor. You will never be able to explain, I got you the better players, and now you've lost 6 games in a row, and you're 2-7 since the return of one of your marquee players. The playoffs is right down this road.
Man,
you lose 3 more games.
You don't make your changes in the face of a 10.
What should you do?
I'd still say that's an overreaction.
How do you correct it?
It's abbreviated season. I think you just need more time. I don't know.
Okay, let me give you something.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Let me say this. This is what came out of the room. Already they quoted that all the players like, you know how we are. They
cheered.
They like Mike.
Oh, they do?
They do. They said, we like Mike as a person, but we don't have the respect as a coach.
All right.
See? Not every coach gets a pass.
Stoudemire, I'd ask Stoudemire and his old pouting
Here we go.
Stuffy
Here
ass.
we go.
Who does he respect as a coach? Because no offense. My issue with Stoudemire, I used to be a big Stoudemire fan, except he kept disappearing in the playoffs.
Look, nobody says
at Phoenix.
First of all,
I'm just saying he kept disappearing.
Right. Let me say
in
this:
the playoffs, worst games of the year being the playoffs.
I go like this: it's like Coach Mike Brown, the Lakers. They can sit here and he can talk about all the bench players. He says, "But let me tell you what I got." So you want to talk about the bench players? You keep talking about them, okay? But right now you got Powell, you got Bynum, and you got Kobe. Now. I just want you to know.
Run that.
Thank you.
That's what you do. You run that.
No excuses, all right?
That's with them that brung you.
Right. Now, New York is doing like this. You know, when Carmelo and Stoudemire was out, and we just had Jeremy Lin, who was deep off on the bench, last place. They came in and energized the New York floor and the fans. So what happened to that? You don't want to say
they still sold. I still ask this. I bet you the money's still flowing. I bet they still selling a bunch of popcorn and hot dogs.
You know what?
And T-shirts and all that. I bet the money is still flowing in New York.
I bet you any money.
Because even with all this controversy, Vic,
I bet you
it is great news and hype.
I guarantee you, Jeremy Lin's jerseys have now fallen because now he's off the map.
Oh, but they wasn't even counting his jersey. I'm talking about the Carmelo jerseys. They still selling. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Jeremy was extra sales.
Okay.
You weren't counting on those, Jeremy. You had to go have a rush print on those. Print up some of those limbs.
But it's slowed to a crawl now. But let me cover this just to say, because I have to get in the other trending topics. We may not get to everything, but we now know that leading story is about the New York Knicks. We know the assistant coach is going to step up. I cannot remember his name. I'm doing a blank. So sorry about that, PMC. I'm seeing his face.
PMC, you should tell us. You know who is assistant coach.
Let me just go ahead and do this. This is so funny because I'm looking at it, and I see his face. It's the former coach at Atlanta. He used to coach the Atlanta Hawks. Now he's the assistant. And everybody said that he's in position to actually come up and take in this position of Mike because he's a more defensive coach. So we'll get to that in a moment. But I have to cover something because I feel sorry for that LSU soccer phenom woman kicker who did not make the cut. I'm just doing a trending topic. Did not make the cut. Mo Eason. Did not make it. She's off the team. We were cheering for her.
I was cheering for her.
Right. It wasn't working. The next trending topic is, and we got a couple of them. We're going to cover one of the stories here. It's Brandon Marshall, formerly of the Dolphins, of course, is traded to the Bears. He also has an incident following him that even the Bears were aware of a nightclub scuffle, fight. Allegedly hit a woman. It was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to cover more of that in a minute.
Now, so depending on what city you're in, some of those women hit.
Okay.
I've been to cities where the women hit. They just walk up and clock you.
Thank you, wow. PFC. Thank you. It's Woodson. Yeah, I had.
I'm just telling you, y'all know women who hit.
Yeah, Coach Woodson. You got it, man. Thank you. Right. All right. The next one is, of course, they're trying to shut this down, but the Chicago Bulls for a long time have been trying to get the Lakers Pau Gasol. They've been trying to leverage Boozer along with somebody else. They want Pau Gasol badly. They've been wanting him for a long time.
Why? They seem like they do already good with what they have.
No,
what do they gain?
No, they don't. What they don't have is they don't have an inside. See, Boozer is an outside.
I'm talking about my boy. You know.
What are you talking about, Noah?
Yeah.
No. He's defense, man. He's
you don't talk about some scoring.
Need a prolific scorer, and Powell is because they got everything else around. But they got to throw somebody else in.
I don't know if he's prolific enough to help Chicago.
If he brings them 15 and assist rate,
who would they have to give up to get
They
Powell?
already said that. They said Boozer, and they need a third team.
That doesn't work to me.
I know. That's what they're all saying.
Because why do the Lakers... I'd rather the Lakers do better with Powell than Boozer.
I don't think there's going to be that much movement anyway because already you hear the rumblings that Dwight Howard is going to stay because the Thursday's the deadline for the trades.
Listen,
right.
That's like rumblings in your gut. I'm tired of hearing about Dwight. He needs to get off of that shit.
Well, remember, everybody's leveraging to get the move.
I like Dwight, but I like Dwight, but aren't you guys tired too of just, is he going, is he coming, I'm just tired. That is really boring.
Well, it's the media. I mean, the media is not the issue. The issue is the right deal would get him moved. And he's already, he's 26.
The right deal get us all moved.
He's 26.
I moves a lot of shit.
If he decides to stay in Orlando, you know how many times they flipped the Orlando team? They've done it at least 3 times.
Orlando's done major makeovers as a team.
And I'm going, what point?
They've had a bunch of big men.
Thank you. I'm saying.
They've been blessed to have had a series of big men.
Yes. I'm just saying it ain't over until it's over. I don't know if we're going to see a blockbuster trade because you have to give up so much to get, and that may not be enough to take people over the hump. I know with the Lakers, even though you may not like the aggressiveness of Powell,
remember
you
everybody,
have to replace that with something else because their bench is weak. They don't have a point guard.
And remember to everybody, this has been an abbreviated season. And all of that has had an impact, and people are speculating about the kind of impact and what we're seeing, and whether it's made a difference in things. So I don't know. It certainly, I think it's had some impact, and that's why some teams have responded for better or for worse.
I agree. It's like that. Now I have to get to this last story so we can get out of here because we're going to keep covering the next thing because we now know that they got the next 2 or 3 games where they already predicted that they were going to lose. So they say if they're going to lose,
predicted?
Hey, look, the records.
Not the Knicks.
No, the teams they're going against.
Okay.
See, the teams they're going against, they say, oh, well, if they've already lost these games against these lesser teams, they're about to go to the next 3 games. These are just automatic losses because the tide has changed. So we're going to come back and see if they can bounce back. But, Mario, you said a good thing recently here. That quote you said about women hit back. Well,
I only know because I know some that hit.
Wait.
First.
You have to hear the story.
First.
See, Mario did this. Mario is a defender of some women make you go there. That's his message, right?
I think most women, and I say I don't embrace violence. Sometimes the stronger, more violent person in the confrontation is a woman. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I've seen them go crazy where you needed to tie them up or something.
Right.
Okay, no offense. I've just seen it.
All right.
So that's all I can tell you.
Okay. Now, I'm going to come back in it's a different way after I cover the story. I'm going to come back and ask you something that may relate. Well, it may relate to the story. It may not. Let's see how we flow on it. Because if you didn't follow him, already Brandon Marshall is already a bear. And, he's good, but he's always had what they call this issue. And the issue may be what's going up here. And young folks...
He's psycho.
Well, no.
The Bears have had them before. Psychos.
Right.
How he's going to be in the locker room with linebacker buddy in there, because there's definitely some strong personalities in that locker room, like a lot of them.
Right. Well, here's the thing. This is the part I'm going to get at, because I think part of football you have to accept, and I accept it. If he already was in a what they call unconfirmed situation at a nightclub, that was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, where he allegedly hit a woman.
How long ago?
Okay, just a couple of nights ago.
Just a couple of nights,
right before he got traded.
So maybe that's why they traded him?
Well, they actually knew about that, and it didn't stop Chicago from wanting him.
But that was maybe why they traded him.
No. What they were saying is they wanted. I mean, he is. This was a confirmation of Peyton coming to a team that has receivers.
Who's the head of football operations at the Dolphins?
You got me on that one. Got me.
It's not Parcells, right?
I can't remember if he's still there. I thought, he may still be there.
I can't remember. The only reason I was saying, because, all right, only thing is that, because I know the Dolphins have a history of intolerance of certain things. Yeah, but they are known to give you a second chance.
I think every time the media takes a story and runs with it a little bit, I think the idea that they go, we're dealing with these men who are trained like barbarians to be a certain way. A nightclub scene is nothing, right?
Right.
It's not. Well. No. But here's the part that I like about it, because Mario just helped frame this. He said, I know women hit back. I said, well.
Some hit first.
Wait. See, I asked the question. I said, why isn't Brandon Marshall's trade not overshadowed by the nightclub incident? And then I went deeper, and I had to get a little deeper. And I said, when an NFL pro hits women in a nightclub, what should you think about? I said, well, let's get deeper.
This is investigative sports reporting, Vic.
I tried to look at some of the shows.
Investigative.
I tried to get all philosophical.
I'm all excited now. What'd you find, investigative Vic?
I got Suzette all in the house. Okay.
Investigative Vic.
What I learned is, I said, why is this not an issue? Well, if the woman that they're confirming you hit is your wife at a nightclub at 3:30 in the morning, why were you at that club with your wife at 3:30 in the morning? The question that everybody's going is, did you want to be at the club with your wife at 3:30 in the morning? Mario, what do you think?
It's all weird to me. And still, why did you hit her?
Right, see what I'm saying? So
and what kind of a wife? And I watched the Basketball Wives, and some of the wives, you better hit first. I know they can kick my ass.
See,
I'm just saying, I see some of the Basketball Wives, and they can definitely kick my ass.
Okay.
So what if he has one of them big old football wives?
Mario, I want you to do this. See, what Mario's saying
I'm just saying that you see some of the big old football wives.
We're talking about one thing.
Wham!
When you're an NFL pro,
he still might have a big old pro ass football woman. If you're an NFL
pro and you're out with your wife at a nightclub and it's 3:30 in the morning,
I don't know why.
Why would you go out with your wife at 3:30 in the morning?
Okay, no offense. I'm old school. When I was like 25, I didn't take my woman to nightclubs with me. When I went to a nightclub, I was going with Vic the guys.
Nah, I wasn't going. I was reading and studying.
Yeah, well, you call your girl up. That's your way you get ready to leave the club. That's the way I remember it went. So, I don't know about everybody else.
See, everybody's asking this question. You know why it's not a big issue?
Investigative reporter Vic.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm saying
they're asking the question. Why?
It's really,
why, Brandon?
Here's the problem. They're going like this. I'm picturing the Chicago Bears. Did you hear about what happened with Brandon? Yeah, what happened?
What did they have on?
That nightclub. Wait a minute. Nightclub. They go, nightclub scuffle.
I want
Really?
pictures.
He hit a woman. Really? He said, yeah, but it was his wife. Oh, okay, that ain't no big deal. Let's get the paperwork done and move on. The wife actually makes it go down in value. Isn't that the message that's taking place here? That is not a mistress. It's not a girlfriend. It's his wife. So are we now saying, well, if it's his wife, it's no big deal? Is that the message that was sent out, Mario?
No, the message that's being sent out is keep your wife at home. Don't take sand to the beach.
I didn't say
Don't take sand to the damn beach.
I didn't say
That's what you're trying to say. We know what you're trying to say.
I'm just saying. I think everybody sat
Okay,
there.
I think I found a picture. But I can't show it to them on that. It's too small.
No.
Brittany
look,
Meaux.
I know.
She got little.
I'm
She
just
look like
saying-
she can fight.
I'm saying, no. The part is Mario, if you're fighting at a club with your wife, nobody cares.
No, I care. Why are you at the club with your wife, and then why are you fighting? If you fight, why can't you be at home?
See, that's
why
what
you
I'm
got to
saying.
fight out where I have to be messing my night?
That's what
Here I
everybody's
am.
saying.
I got one night off.
Right.
I'm one drink into my 2-drink maximum. And here you come fight with your old lady. Go spoil my night. All the fine women leave. Now we stuck up here with you lady, puffed all out.
So the answer to the question is
Terrible, Vic. Selfish, isn't it?
There are no problems. We should not be concerned when an NFL pro player
I'm concerned.
has a scuffle or fight with a woman at a club unless
I'm concerned when they have a scuffle or fight with anybody. Any kind of scuffle fight. Bad boy, we're disappointed in you. You know, Brandon gets a timeout.
There you go. Well, Brandon, here's the part that the message I got. I'm sorry, I feel funny about it. It's not cool. You should not hit your woman, wife, or any female, period. You shouldn't do that, man. I'm saying, you know what? That's not my endorsement. That's Mario.
Don't do it.
I'm saying you shouldn't
Just
do it anyway.
say no.
Now, with that being said, the trade goes through. Everything is cool, Mario. My new sports is over. I'm ready to get out of here, man. This is real simple, man. I want to get to the closing segment. I have to talk to some people.
Well, that's it. Don't hit her. It's cheaper not to beat her.
You know what?
New Sports, Victor Allen. Insightful. Neil Urban.
Oh,
Be there. Yeah.
I got